So dogs are better than kids. Well, were these kids informed that they were going head to head with dogs? Or did people just decide this competition before the kids were given a chance? Little babies are born into dog-loving families, and they never have a chance to be told that, hey, we're going to decide which is better, human children or dogs, and we're going to give you a chance to develop your humanity in a really great way. See, the kids weren't given a chance. They're born into a society that worships dogs. They're born into a society that has already decided their fate from the second they're conceived. This is much like the Pygmalion effect. An example of the Pygmalion effect would be like a football coach. He has a bunch of new players, right? The team. But the football coach decides that this guy right there, he just doesn't like him. He thinks that guy is never going to play good football. So he's decided that player's fate already by not putting the coaching effort into that guy. And the attitude that the coach gives off with his movements and his language, his body language, the other people on the team are going to pick up on that, and they're going to give less attention to that player. And that player's never going to get to learn, never going to get to have that potential, and probably end up quitting the team or just going off and hitting up the local bars or whatever. But that's what we're doing with this whole dog culture attitude of, you see, dogs are better than kids, you see. You've already decided the fate of this competition without even giving the kids a chance. Your child is born into a dog-loving world where a good portion of the population have already decided that no matter what they do, some random flea bag, turd-shooting dog is better than this human child over here. So even if you're not the parent, if you're the brother, the sister, the aunt, the friend from next door, and you're taking care of a young human, you already are partly participating in this Pygmalion effect, this unfair judgment of little kids, because in your mind you're portraying this whole attitude of, you see that young human there? Yeah, they're okay maybe, but all these dogs over here are way better than them because that's a kid. Dogs are better than kids, you know? That's the attitude of dog culture. But you're brainwashing these kids from the second they're born, from the second they're conceived, actually. Like, the cells combine inside of the mother, and from that very moment, all of those cells are receiving the vibrations, the sounds, the temperature change, the CO2 from the dog that mom breathes in, the pet dander that mom breathes in, all of the inflammation and hormone changes that can cause is affecting those cells. And as those cells become a baby, and the baby can sense vibrations and sounds and pressure, the baby can sense when the mom has hormone changes, the baby's heart rate can go up, the development of the baby's brain and everything else can be affected by all this. And a lot of it is from interaction with dogs. The mom can feel sad because dad is over there giving a bunch of attention to the dog. The mom can feel stressed because she's taking care of 2 or 3 dogs and one of them ran away underneath a car and now the vet bill. Or the dog chewed up the toilet paper, or the dog chewed up the couch. That stress that's going through the mom, those changes, dopamine, cortisol, that's all affecting the baby before it's even born. So the baby is already getting some form of this language of, see, you're not as good as dogs because mama is too busy getting her hormones and her stress and her breathing rate jacked up by interacting with the dog. And for sure the baby hears dogs barking and whining in the background too. And then when the baby's born, the baby is going to see mom and dad out there giving the dog a bunch of attention. Baby talking the dog when all that baby talk is supposed to be for the baby. Some form of that phrase, see, dogs are better than kids, is being just bombarded into that kid's environment. What the mom says, what the dad says, the brother and sister, the TV shows, the people at the school that the kid goes to. When the kid's sitting on the high chair eating, getting the attention that it needs from mom and dad. But the kid's looking out into the house, and mom and dad are running around taking care of problems that the dog is causing. Oh, the dog poo-pooed. Oh, the dog ran out the doggy door. Oh, the dog broke his leash. The baby, as it's developing into a young child, a teenager, is going to notice that if you want to get attention from mom and dad, just do some stupid stuff like that stupid dog is doing. Oh, he jumped up in mom's bed and he ate the sweater. Oh, he got up in dad's truck and he bit the seatbelt. Dogs are constantly doing stuff. Jump up on the stove, start the pizza box on fire, start a fight with the neighbor's dog, start a fight with the other dogs that you have in the house. So this little baby is observing all of this behavior that the dogs do to get attention. And so now what's the baby going to do, or the young adult? They're going to mimic that behavior that the dog did in order to get attention. Like, they want attention, and they see mom and dad giving the dog attention for being a little shitbag. Well, they're going to mimic that dog behavior in some form. And then the parents are going to sit back, noticing the kid acting like a little shit. And they're going to be like, I told you so. I told you dogs are better. Look at my kid just causing all these problems. I have no idea where my kid learned to cause all these problems. Yet your kid has been watching you in society reward dogs for being little troublemaker jerks all of the kid's life. Pretty much from the second that the kid is born and is able to see the way that you act with dogs. So this whole concept of dogs are better than kids, for one thing, you're training kids to act like dogs. You give dogs attention for being little shits, okay? And then when the kids do that, then you act like you act clueless about it. And then the kids are born into this society that has already decided their fate. Like, when you're born as a little kid, you don't know about dogs existing. You're supposed to be born into a human settlement. But all of these humans, all these adults, producers of TV shows, apartment managers, car salesmen, police officers, all of these adults that are going to be part of raising you up as a human, they've already decided that you're not as good as some four-legged turd shooter. So, yeah, that's my question. Have you given the kids a chance to actually be better than dogs? Because it doesn't seem like you have.